How much does a good violin cost? Find out now from Jamie Hutchinson, live at Abbey Road Studios.
Okay, so I think probably one of the things that people most like to know about the violin is how much they actually cost. And this is a hugely varied number. So actually the most expensive violin in the world is estimated to be worth around 20 million US dollars. Mine is not worth that much. And you can start picking up a student from a violin from around 100 US dollars. So that's generally a sort of entry-level student violin. And then you've got all of the numbers in between. You can spend a lot of time looking for the right violin for you. But generally, when you're a beginner, and especially if you need a smaller size violin, if you go to a reputable violin dealership, they will help fit you to the right size of violin and find one that suits your budget. And you can also generally hire violins if you aren't sure exactly how much you want to spend, you're not sure whether you're going to carry on forever and become professional, then perhaps hiring a violin is a good idea as well.
Sorry to stop you right there, but I would love to know, how much is your violin?
My violin, this is a slightly complicated question. The reason why my violin is a complicated question is because there are a few things that you factor in when you're talking about the value of a violin. Right. Okay, so one of those is antique value. Okay. And yes, my violin is 330 years old. So, big tick in the antique value box of the cost of a violin. However, they also need to have a name to be very, very expensive. So I'm sure you've all heard of Stradivarius violins. They're the most famous violins. And in fact, the one that I mentioned that's 20 million US dollars, that's a Stradivarius violin. This violin, nobody can prove who made it. So we know when it was made. Right. We know it was made in Italy, which also big tick in the expensive box. But we don't know who made it, and it has a crack down here, which doesn't affect the way that it sounds, but affects the antique value. So for me, this violin was great because it was within my price range. This violin cost £10,000, which is still a lot, but for a professional violinist, that's actually
not bad.
Pretty good. So I get the sound and the antique value of having an old Italian violin, but I didn't have to take a mortgage for several £100,000, so that was great. Good balance.
330 years old.
330 years old, yeah. I know, almost as old as me.
Oh, almost.
Yeah.